So you guys are probably wondering, what the heck is this? And why am I checkmarking all of these photos? I'm gonna explain all of this to you guys. But first, let's take a seat. Okay, so this right here is a vision board that I created in January of 2016. It is now August of 2019, and it's 2.5 years later. I can officially say that I can checkmark 99% of the things off of this list. The other 1%, I'll explain later. But I wanted to share this video with you guys today because I honestly, truly believe that this right here was the biggest indicator in manifesting the desires that I had 2.5 years ago. So today I'm going to share with you guys the process in how I made one of these, how I used this over the last 2.5 years to help me, and some other techniques that I kind of integrated as well to help accomplish my goals. So to set the tone, 2.5 years ago, I was working in an office and I had just finished up schooling in aesthetics, which is skincare, and I hadn't gotten my license yet. And there was a spa in Boston that had just recently opened called Balance, and it was all organic, natural, Swedish spa, and I desperately wanted to work there. So as you can see, the first thing on this vision board was my Aesthetician license certificate. So I actually photoshopped my name into the name of the certification and my little picture in the bottom left actually. And then also these 3 photos here, this one, and this one, are all photos of the spa that I wanted to work at. And then this is actually a drop-down box that I screenshotted that's on their website that shows all of the instructors. And I photoshopped my name into the instructors, which sounds a little crazy, but let me tell you, it works. So it was just a few months after that I ended up getting my certification, and I ended up getting a job at the spa. I ended up working there for about a year, and at the time when I made this, so this obviously was a goal of mine, but I also had a goal of traveling and getting my yoga teacher training. So I didn't really know exactly what any of this looked like. These were just kind of very loose plans, loose goals that I had, and these were just cool little pictures that I found that represented that idea. So right here, this is a photo of like a yoga teacher center with a bunch of people doing yoga. This is actually a picture of a retreat center as well. Here's some hammocks in somewhere tropical. So then it was about a year later that Jordan and I decided to take a trip to Costa Rica. And during that time, I was going to get my yoga teacher training certification down there as well, which is crazy because I didn't know that this was going to happen or this is where I was going to do it. And a lot of these pictures look like Costa Rica. So the next thing that I had put on here was road tripping. I had no idea in what way that was going to happen or how or when, but there was a photo of me, well, a random girl and a guy with a road map, and they're on a train. And then obviously during that, I had a goal of going to a music festival in the forest with like a bunch of really beautiful lights. I had a goal of hiking more, sitting in hammocks, and learning how to surf. So we ended up going to Costa Rica. I got my yoga teacher training certification. During that trip, I learned how to surf. And then after that, when I came home from my teacher training, Jordan and I had an idea of quitting our jobs and going on a 6-month road trip in my little Honda Civic. So obviously that ended up turning into buying this bus and traveling for the last 2 years, which of course included hiking a lot more, sitting in hammocks, and this down here, that was Electric Forest. I had no idea Electric Forest even existed, and the same year or the year after I had made this, Jordan gifted me for Christmas tickets to Electric Forest, which is a music festival in the forest, and there are a bunch of insanely beautiful art pieces and lights. The whole forest is lit up. It's absolutely gorgeous. We ended up going there. That was the first trip that we took in this bus. So the last couple things that I had put on here was writing more, which I have gotten into a little bit over the last couple years. Since being in the bus, I have a lot more time to kind of tap into that creativity, and learning how to play drums. So that's also something that I have been doing since living in the bus. And then the last thing, which is the 1% part of this vision board that hasn't manifested yet, is ayahuasca. So 2.5 years ago, I was very set on doing ayahuasca. At this point in my life, I don't know if it's something I truly want to do or am ready for. I still kind of toss the idea around, but we are heading to Peru. We're gonna be there in a few months. So if the opportunity presents itself and it's something that I feel like I'm ready for, then possibly, maybe yes. But that is the one thing that hasn't manifested yet on this vision board. So I just wanted to share that with you guys because I thought it was pretty incredible, that a lot of these things that I created and that I put on here, I really didn't have a plan. I didn't know how all of these things were going to happen. And to be honest, I didn't really stress about that part. When creating a vision board or a list of goals that you want to accomplish, is that yes, it is important to create a plan in how you're going to get there. But a lot of times, I think we tend to overwhelm ourselves and stress ourselves out with the how, rather than the feeling of the excitement that it brings you when you think about these things. I think that is honestly the most important thing. Because what I truly believe is that what a vision board does is you're constantly, especially if you're always looking at it, taking snapshots of the things that you want. And they kind of plant a seed in your subconscious. So even though you're not actively, consciously creating a plan to accomplish these things, subconsciously, there are things that are kind of happening there. If you want to take the whole route of really getting into the law of attraction thing, and if you guys are into that kind of thing, I'm still kind of figuring out where I stand with all of that. I definitely believe that there is something out there that is some sort of higher power that may be assisting us in certain places and certain times in our lives. And one of the things that I really integrated with that belief is trusting the process and not always getting hung up on how things are going to happen. But like I said, the excitement and the joy of just imagining these things and visualizing these things coming to fruition. I do want to share a book that I think I've actually shared on one of my other videos before. But this book is honestly a game changer when it comes to learning the process of manifesting your desires and how to be in a good emotional place to make that happen. Because the whole mindset of grinding to the point where you are completely depleting yourself to reach a goal is not my cup of tea. That is not how I think life is supposed to be all of the time. Sometimes, yes, but I don't think that that is always the case. So this book, it's called Ask and It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks. I talk about them a lot. Esther Hicks is an amazing person. She has a bunch of teachings and videos on YouTube if you want to check it out, but I'll put a link of that book in the description below if you guys want to check it out. But basically, the whole process in creating one of these, you can do it really any way you want. You could buy a poster board and go through a bunch of magazines, cut out certain pictures that you like and paste them on there. That's a really fun way to do it. You could do it the way that I did it, which was just go on Microsoft Word or Photoshop, whatever you want to use, and just make a collage of a bunch of really beautiful pictures that represent certain goals that you want to accomplish. And then laminating it. This literally has stuck with me for the last 2.5 years. And sometimes I would go months without looking at it. But just the fact of like having it there and occasionally looking at it, I feel like I said before, planted that seed to help my subconscious create these things to happen. And it's something that you want to have fun with. You know, if you're creating this whole collage of all of these things that you believe will make you happy, whether it be materialistically, spiritually, physically, mentally, any of those things. If you believe that you are going to feel better with having these things, acquiring these things, then you're going to feel good when you're looking at these photos, when you're creating this vision board. So it's a really fun project to do. And I honestly swear by it. I swear by it. So before I let you guys go, I just want to share with you the vision board that I made for this year and show you guys some things that I've been able to check mark off of that list. So this one I had a lot of fun with because we got this really cool like Canon printer, and you can print pictures and create stickers. So I made this right in our bus here. So I put like intentions for 2019. On the top here, I have a Jeep, which hasn't happened yet, but that's all right. 100,000 subscribers, which we actually just hit on our Nomadic Movement channel about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Make our own album, which actually just happened as well a few months ago. Being close with my family, or keeping a close relationship with my family, which has definitely happened as well. We just went home for 2 weeks a couple weeks ago, and it was such an incredible time with my family and my friends. Going out of my comfort zone, owning a tiny house one day, or building a tiny house one day, really getting into fitness, becoming mentally stronger, eating as healthy as we can, and meditating more. So a lot of those things have come true so far. Going out of my comfort zone, meditating more, becoming mentally stronger, working out more, eating healthier. Really, all of those things are really starting to happen a lot more frequently. So it's just one of those really fun things to create and to use in the process of reaching your goals, and honestly just to look back on. I had not looked at this vision board in months and months and months, and I just recently looked at it a couple weeks ago, and I was honestly mind blown by the amount of things that I was able to check mark off of that list. So I encourage you guys to go make one of these. Actually, no, I challenge you guys to go and make one of these. And if you feel inspired and you want to share it on social media somewhere, use the hashtag VisionBoardKayleeMarie. I would love to see what you guys come up with, or if you want to just send it to me through email, that would be awesome as well. I think it would be really fun to share these. If you guys have any other questions, I'll leave my email below. Again, that book that I talked about, I'll leave in the description as well. And that's all I got for you guys. So I'll see you very soon. Adios.